is Trinidad, and today we're going to be reviewing Epiphone's Toby 5 bass by Tobias. It is a 5-string bass, per the name. And this bass has a jazz pickup setting, as well as 4 pots here. One's volume, panning. And then you'll want to look up the specifics on their EQing here. I'm going to show you the 2 settings that I find the most useful for me. But there's a variety of sounds you can get out of it that you should certainly experiment on your own with if you stop by a music store and check one out. The tuning pegs on the bass are very smooth, much like their other basses as well. You've got the 3 on top and the 2 on the bottom, the D and the G on the bottom. And the back of the neck, it looks like it has a little bit of a gloss to it, but it certainly doesn't feel like it has a gloss to it, which a lot of people like because it doesn't, especially if you start sweating, it doesn't feel sticky. There's a little bit, but it's, you can move around really easy on it. And it's got the jazz pickups, like I said, and it's got a pretty simple bridge, but that certainly doesn't affect its playability. This bass feels really good to play. The neck length is perfect for anybody that's looking for a medium size neck. But it's got the 2 octaves on it as well. So it's a pretty compact bass in a lot of ways, but it's got a lot of flexibility to it. The next thing that I'd like to do is show you 2 of the, it's got a lot of flexibility with the EQing, but I'd like to show you 2 of the settings that I use most often as far as EQ. And the bass and the treble, which is what I'll call them, there's no center detent on them. So I open them all the way up, and that's how I have them right now. So essentially I have full bass and full treble, and I'm going to be panned up to the neck bridge, and I'm going to show you how that sounds. I'm just going to play a simple major scale. The first thing I'd like to show you is just how the bass sounds through the different pickups. And again, I have them wide open right now, the bass all the way up and the treble all the way up. And I have the pickup set on the neck pickup, and that's how this sounds. I'll just play a simple major scale. The next setting that I'll have is in the center on both pickups, and this panning knob does have a center detent, so you know when you're right in the middle to pick up both pickups evenly, and that sounds like this. And the third setting is going to be just the bridge pickup, again with the bass and treble all the way up, and then again, I'm going to play in the back pickup. Typically, you play it a little bit quicker when you're back here just because the tension is a little tighter. And it's just a tighter sound overall, and that sounds like this. And the next thing I'm going to do is, like I did on the Thunderbird Pro 5, is there's 2 other settings you can get on this bass because of the 2 pickups. And one is you pan, go to the center detent for both pickups, and you just pluck a string and then just scoot it forward until you hear the little notch in the tone. So you can hear it barely right there, and that sounds like this. And the next setting is you want to go back to your center detent on both pickups and just pluck a string and then just scoot back just a little bit on that pan knob, and you'll hear it switch over to that different setting. You can hear it right there. That's more towards the bridge to the neck pickup with a little bit of the that's more towards the bridge pickup with a little bit of the neck, and that sounds like this. And the reason I use that setting sometimes on basses when you have the 2 pickups is because sometimes being all the way back on the bridge pickup, sometimes it can be just a little too thin sounding, and you just want to beef it up a little bit, and that's kind of a happy medium. So it gets you two more settings besides the front, the back, and the two together. I'm going to show you one more time the neck pickup with the first setting that I like, with the volume, with the bass and the treble all the way up. That sounds like this. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is the other EQ setting that I like is I turn the treble all the way down. You still get this really cool punchiness. You could dig in a lot more without worrying too much about any kind of fret noise, depending on how you have your bass set up. And that sounds like this. I intentionally played a little bit harder just so you kind of hear the punch that the bass still has. This is an exceptional bass to get into if you're just starting to play. Sounds like the boys just woke up from their nap and they're walking down the stairs. So we're going to try and finish this review with a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old wide awake now. This is an exceptional bass to get into if you're just starting to play 5-string and you want to just get into it. If you're a beginner and you want to get into a bass that feels great, that has lots of options for you to mess with, it's the perfect bass for that. As you get more experienced, it's the perfect bass to. Some people hot rod their basses once they get a better ear and they get better as a musician. This is the perfect bass for that, and I think you'll enjoy it a lot. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you'd like a little bit more information on the specifics of the bass, which I intentionally did not cover, you can go to Epiphone.com and go to their basses there, and they'll have plenty of basses, other basses for you to check out. Lots of cool basses, but you'll certainly find the Toby 5 that you can look up the specifics on the neck length and what tuning pegs they use. So you can find all that stuff out. But I would certainly suggest that you just stop by your music store and pick one up and check it out. I think you'll like it. Take care. We'll talk to you later.